What is going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Critical Overlord here. This will be the spoiler review for Freakier Friday, which is the follow-up to the beloved 2003 film Freaky Friday, which starred Jamie Lee Curtis and Lindsay Lohan, who are reprising their roles in this latest follow-up. This is directed by Nisha Ganatra. It is written by Jordan Wise. It stars Julia Butters, Sophia Hammonds, Manny Jacinto, Mark Harmon, Chad Michael Murray, and other returning stars. So years after Tess and Anna endured an identity crisis, Anna now has a daughter of her own and a soon-to-be stepdaughter. As they navigate the myriad challenges that come when two families merge, Tess and Anna discover lightning might indeed strike twice. So, Freakier Friday, I will say, has heart, nostalgia, and enough jokes to satisfy families, and a more than suitable reunion between Jamie Lee Curtis and Lindsay Lohan. But its decision to juggle a four-way body swap resulted in the story being severely underwhelming. As a fan of the original, I can have mindless fun with this follow-up if I ever decide to watch it again one day, but this was a mixed bag overall, and I am not going to be in a rush to turn this film on when I look at that original classic from 2003. So, Anna has a music career of sorts. Pink Slip made it big, it seems. But then she tried a solo career until she gave it up to be a single mom to her teenage daughter, Harper. Tess is trying her luck with podcasting and still writing books. Harper is having problems at school with a new girl named Lily who has this superiority complex because she's British. A science lab incident results in Anna meeting Lily's dad, Eric. From there, these soon-to-be step-siblings are forced to relive the same life lesson experience Anna and Tess had over 20 years ago. Except this time, Tess and Anna are switching with their younger co-stars. As I mentioned, this film is quite underwhelming thanks to its failed attempt at doing a four-way body swap story. I'm sure it reads better on paper, but there are too many instances where I couldn't keep up with who is who, and also just the simple fact that you went beyond the two characters at the center of it all. It makes it a bit difficult to juggle back and forth and give each pairing adequate screen time to breathe. Let their stories breathe on screen, I should say. It just doesn't work here. Beyond that, the story doesn't spend enough time setting up the tension between Lily and Harper because it's always again trying to keep Tess and Anna necessary to the story, which left me going, maybe Tess and Anna shouldn't have been included here. I understand Lindsay and Jamie are the draws, but Freakier Friday handles them as nothing more than selling points, and I think that's a disservice to those characters. The humor in this screenplay feels limited and comes off like it's trying way too hard to not offend anyone, and that's the worst kind of comedy when I can clearly tell that you're trying to not be offensive instead of just letting things fall where they may. Age jokes are used far too often, resulting in several of them falling flat, and it just comes off like you're trying too hard to be funny. It got to a point where I was like, okay, I get it. Jamie Lee Curtis is older now, but don't beat me over the head with your point. Admittedly, the Coldplay line did make me chuckle, as I'm sure it made many of you chuckle. Our returning stars don't do much besides make us older Disney fans who grew up with the original go, oh, I remember you, and that's it. That's literally what those cameos and appearances are reduced to. They are not serving any real purpose to this story other than to signify that they're still involved in these women's lives all these years later. Jake's inclusion is a boring trip down memory lane that seems to neglect the fact that he was never truly into Tess because Tess wasn't herself when he was into her. It's all Anna that he was into. Anna was in Tess's body. This film seemingly neglects that to tell jokes about how he was into both of them. No, he wasn't. We're served dialogue that feels like it's ripped right from Twitter, buzzwords galore, conversation that feels so artificial it makes your eyes roll back. Moments in this screenplay are a perfect example of why Hollywood is losing Gen Z. Just write compelling stories. Stop trying to be hip to lingo we only use on Twitter. I'm begging you. You can use words from Twitter, TikTok, and whatever other popular thing my generation uses, but do not write them in ways that come off like you scrolled through your phone and decided to write down every new word you learned into your screenplay. That's what this came off like. It felt very inauthentic and almost like you were pandering to me and my generation. All of the shenanigans in the film built to a nearly lifeless third act with unearned resolutions and heartwarming moments before the film decides to abruptly end. A lot of it is just recycled retreads of what you got in the original, mixed in with some attempts at doing their own thing that don't really work. Their attempts to do their own story falls flat because they're trying to do too much. I don't know what they were thinking when they were writing this screenplay. Lindsay Lohan and Jamie Lee Curtis are still wonderful together. Their chemistry here feels like no time passed, but there are a lot of moments where Jamie Lee Curtis is overacting or seemingly somehow undermining the intent of a scene. One example of the overacting can be found during the post-body swap reaction scene. They are really bashing you in the head with the "I'm old" jokes. And then an example of the undermining can be found during a heart-to-heart scene with Lily during the third act, but it's Lily in Tess's body. Curtis's expressions do not complement the teary-eyed nature of the scene. You'll get what I'm talking about there. It's just her face makes me want to laugh. But she does nail some of the comedic stuff, as I knew she would, and those scenes with Lindsay warm my heart so much. Julia Butters and Sophia Hammonds are wonderful additions to the body swap shenanigans, but Curtis and Lohan stole the show as expected. As many people pointed out from the trailers and from the clips that they were dropping, yes, this film looks like it was supposed to go straight to Disney Plus. And isn't there evidence to suggest that it was supposed to go to Disney Plus? I don't know if a report came out about that yet. But yeah, the whole entire film we were going to Disney Plus until the two lead stars begged Disney to put this in theaters. The overall aesthetic feels very polished and just overproduced at times. Something about it just feels so artificial to me. The way it looks, I had to stop looking at the promo going into the marketing of this film because I was just like, I don't like the aesthetic. The aesthetic started to bug me. Then I watched one of the clips and I was like, oh, okay, that's enough. Let me stop. Now that I've seen the film, I'm like, okay, yeah, it's definitely giving Disney Plus. It's giving Disney Plus, and we weren't supposed to go to theaters. But yeah, this was a pretty mixed bag. I'm not going to say I hated the film, but I'm also not going to say it was very good. The pacing, like I said, they needed to really let these body swaps breathe. There was a lot of stuff between Lily and Harper that just did not land when it came to the resolutions at the end, because I didn't even really get a chance to fully invest in the tension between the two girls. Not a chance at all. But I'm going to give it a 5.5 out of 10. Maybe you guys will enjoy it more than I did. Maybe you'll come out on another year and thinking it was the best movie ever you've seen all year. Let me know what you guys think about all this down in the comment section below. If you haven't already, of course, make sure you subscribe. Turn on post notifications so you never miss a video. In the description, I have links to all my social media accounts. I'm on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. You can message me there, of course. Let me know if there are any movies, news, or reviews you'd like me to cover in the future. And with all that in mind, guys, I will see you in the next video.